What's up, everybody? Well, today I'm going to do another full house cleaning with my Rainbow D3c here. Only I'm going to be using the newer Rainbow D4c SE PN2 power brush. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I have this, as well as the matching hose? Well, you're just gonna have to wait and find that out. But I figured I'd go ahead and do some testing with it connected to my Rainbow D3c. Now, I would like to point out this will fit the D3c model because it has the same 2-pin connector. It will work just fine. In fact, I would like to point out something right now that while I have this hooked up, I do have the upgraded D4 style water separator on the D3 motor. It does fit. Like I said, you have to use the new style nut in order to get it to fit on the motor shaft. There are some variations of the D3c motor that don't have the long enough motor shaft in order to accept the new style nut, so those probably won't be able to fit this new style separator, but luckily enough, mine has a long enough shaft that it fits right on just fine. I made sure it's all cleaned out just so I know it's performing at its best. Filled the basin up with water. And, oops, the cord is just trying to come loose on me. But anyway, yep, everything's all ready to go. Like I said, you can run the newer style D4c hose. And even the new upper handle right here that has the trigger to turn on and off the power brush. To which, let's go ahead and look underneath. There is what the power brush looks like on the PN2 model. It's got nice, soft, very dense bristles with brush roll stiffeners. That's one thing I do like about these PN2 brush rolls. Now, as far as performance is concerned, there are some YouTubers that have tested these PN2s, and because of the opening on the front here, let me see if I can get this off, because of how narrow the opening is to right here, the suction port, that definitely slows down airflow quite drastically. And you can see right here is the spot where you get to change your belt. It's weirdly enough run at the center on these, but not a major deal. But because there's that giant crunch in a flat spot in the opening of this power brush, that's honestly the weak point of these PN2s. They don't really produce that much airflow compared to its predecessor, the PN1 or even the Eureka style. But the agitation of this brush roll should make up for that, because the agitation on these are incredibly strong. But we'll see how it all plays out when we get to full house cleaning, so stay tuned. All right, we're all plugged up, and so let's get started. go ahead and do a quick analyze of carpet lines. Does make some very beautiful lines. The brushes really groom the carpet well. The agitation is very strong. I could definitely feel some of the agitation. That's thanks to the stiffeners inside the brush roll, which by the way is a genuine brush roll. You can get replacement brush strips for them, just in case those tend to wear out. And obviously there is an obvious mark of shame, and that's the belt mark that's right down the center, which does take a little bit getting used to. But yeah, let's continue on. right, everybody. The full house cleaning is all complete with this setup. I will say, I do like how the PN2 feels when using it. It's much easier to control than the PN1, in my opinion. And I will tell you this, the PN2 has much more aggressive agitation than the PN1, even with the PN1 having beater bars. But then again, this one actually has brush roll stiffeners, which are kind of beater bars, but they basically help the soft bristle brush rolls hold down to the carpet better for much better agitation. Because as we know, stiffer bristle brush rolls have much better agitation, but soft bristle brush rolls groom better. So you basically have the best of both worlds in that setup. And they will work, obviously, with the D3Cs, because one way to tell that they will fit up, just as long as you run the D4 specific hose that has the newer style connector right there. You can run one with or without the trigger, depending on what you get. It doesn't really matter, they will hook up the same. But the D3Cs are the ones that this can only work with, just as long as it has that little 2-pin connector. The D3As, if some of you have seen the video I have of my D3A, that one actually has a 3-pin connector, which essentially that D3A, in other words, is basically a plastic constructed D2, or is essentially a D3 disguised as a D2. It was essentially an early model D3 that used the old style Eureka power brush before Rainbow got its own design. But anyway, let's go ahead and remove the motor unit to see what this guy picked up. All right. And keep in mind, this is the Performance with the new style separator. And look at that. I usually like to wait about a week until I vacuum, just to see how dirty it can get. And Rainbows never cease to amaze me, even the older ones, because you can see this picks up quite a bit of hair. I will say the newer style PN2s with the 4 brush strips do much better than the PN1s or the Eureka style as far as pet hair pickup is concerned. There are obviously generic replacement brush rolls for the old style PN1 that could increase pet hair pickup, but this one, even with its genuine brush roll, definitely does great in picking up pet hair. So anyway, let's go ahead and dump this guy out, and I'll clean it up and we'll conclude the video. Well, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this full house cleaning with the Rainbow D3C with the PN2 power brush. Be sure and stay tuned, and don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.